at the bottom here, popular objects. And these are rated in several different ways on how many times something is viewed. But also, as you go into a learning object, I'm going to go into the typical animal cell here. You have the ability, as I said before, to rate any of these objects, and it's based on a 5-star rating. And you literally are just clicking on, oh, I think this learning object is a 4-star. And then that helps contribute to what are the most popular learning objects on the site. You can also make comments about this. So I'm going to go into the comments area here. And let's see, okay, I really learned a lot from the site. It's excellent. Wonderful. It's always good to hear. And what we find through a lot of these comments is that people are learning and learning a little bit of complex criteria for them to learn in their classes. So viewing these comments also are helpful in the fact that we're learning how to better ourselves at the same time. We go back to the home here. So besides the popular objects, we also have our most recent objects. Anything new coming in, you will find in here. And then just recent reviews. And people who've made comments about specific learning objects are going to, you'll see the latest reviews on those. Okay, let's get into the learning objects themselves. You come to this site and you have the ability to look at our general categories. And let's see. Sure, let's go into the ELL and maybe even to the social studies. And so here you have the ability to go into any of the different learning objects based on this quick search here. And depending on which category, you may have multiple areas of learning. So feel free to search through any of these and find what best helps enhance your courses. But if you are not sure exactly what category you may want to be looking in, you, of course, can come up to here. And this is what I talked about earlier as far as metadata. You can do a search by any keyword that you possibly want. And so let's see, I'm just going to look at lungs. And so in here is going to give you all of the different learning objects that we have based on just the search word of lungs. And that's probably the quickest way for you to find what you're looking for if you're looking for something in particular on the website. And if you needed to learn a little bit more about what learning objects are and how to incorporate them into your website, there is additional information on here. Now, one other thing I wanted to show you on the website is our game builder. And what the game builder is, it basically is the ability to assess your learners and create your own games to assess them. And again, this is open for anybody to use. The only thing is this is one area that for creating your own information on here and your own assessment tools, this is one area where you will need to actually purchase credits to be able to create these so that we can continue to host all the learning material that's on here. And so if you click on Getting Started, this would show you the steps on creating learning objects. And you would also then need to subscribe into this. And because I'm already in here, we can go in and look at the different games that are available. Of course, baseball, Build Your Fortune, matching, quite a few, and they just keep growing on a weekly basis on different games that we're putting in here. And we're finding that these assessment tools have been very helpful for learners as well, as far as finding out how are you students learning. Are they understanding the content that you're trying to portray to them? And so this is another valuable resource for you as an instructor to share with your students or anybody else who you want to learn from. And if I go back to the MyWisc Online site, you'll see that within that I have the ability to share then my games as well. And so not only will you be able to share any of the learning objects that you want them to view, but if you chose to go in and create a game in there as well for assessment, then you'll have the ability to share that game and assessment with any of your learners by sharing your MyWisc Online site with any of those learners. And if there are any questions about that, feel free to ask. But let's go back to evaluating what a learning object is. And here's the list that we've kind of gone through before. But what makes a good learning object? So just to go through that again, you do want them to be small web-based units. You want them to be as granular as possible. If you have a very specific topic that you want to teach, try to break it down as much as possible. And in finding learning objects, you want to do the exact same thing. Find something that is going to not take over a course. You know, learning objects are not meant to replace a teacher by any means. They are meant to enhance what you are trying to teach. And so please keep that in mind when you're looking at these. Is this going to help enhance what I'm trying to teach or get across to my learners? They should be flexible. They should be able to cross barriers as far as one topic to another. That's the benefit of having them as small as possible. And of course, reusable. The fact that learning objects are web-based, that means that they can be viewed by anybody and from anywhere at any time. And so they should be reusable and are if they're done correctly. And self-contained, meaning you do not need more information than what is inside of that to basically teach the topic that you were trying to teach. Competency-based, you do want to make sure that they are created by someone with the skill level to put these together. And that is one thing about the WISC Online site. Everything created on there are by educators. They also go through a process of going through an editor and making sure that it is a content expert that is putting material on there. So we do make sure on the WISC Online site that that is true. And that they should be searchable on the web. Again, not necessarily by the large search engines such as Google or anything else similar to that, but that you have metadata that you can do quick searches and find the information that you are looking for. And most importantly, do they work? And you as the teacher of a topic are going to be able to find that out through your learners, feedback from your learners. Okay, did this get the point across? Are you learning from this? Is this helpful? That is probably the most important thing about a learning object. Does it enhance what I'm trying to teach? And so that's going to be your best way of evaluating what a learning object is, and is it helpful in your situation. So with that said, I want to open this up to any questions that you may have about learning objects in general, any possibilities of contacting us if you needed more information as well. And so I can leave that open to any kind of